Hello and welcome to all you Aries people. This is your monthly horoscope for July of 2020. I hope you are well. I hope you are doing well. And let's have a look because there's quite a lot again happening around the month of July. And remember, these are general horoscopes. You are the captain of your ship, so you decide whether you take what I'm saying, whether it's resonating or not. Remember, these are not tailor-made horoscopes, but in general, let's have a look what's going on for Aries people. Well, it's a very significant month for Aries people because it's an eclipse and it's happening in another cardinal sign. So that other cardinal sign, it is in the signs of Capricorn and in the sign of Cancer, and that has an impact on you quite a lot because you are also a cardinal sign. It's the last one on the 5th of July. There's going to be an eclipse with the moon in Capricorn at about 13 degrees, and the opposite sign will be the sun at 13 degrees of Cancer. So here you see again that the key areas of your life represented by a cross here, the key areas of your life which are work, the 10th house, there it is all happening, and then home, family, and also you. We're going to be talking about you as well. So 5 things I'm going to be talking about in this little video. You know, I want them to be not too long, precise, concise. I'm going to talk about the eclipse, Saturn going into Capricorn again, Mars in your sign, for such a long time, and then up until the end of the year, and then Mercury direct and Venus square Neptune. Let's start with the eclipse. Now the eclipse is again represented by, for those of nerds around amongst you, the Saros family for North, and that has to do, again, it's quite a difficult eclipse because it has to do with blockages and illusions. And the thing is with this eclipse, because it's together with the South Node and also with the moon in your 10th house of work, it's like a last call about the things that you want to control too much. It's not going to work. So that's basically the main thing for you Aries people when it considers your work. And if you're not working, it's your social status. So there's something, and especially as well, because Saturn goes back into that 10th house of yours. So it's like an emphasis of when you are trying to control too much, the position that you have in the world, the position of your work, that you want to be like top here, or that you want to be maybe just there, or whatever it is, or you're trying too much, you're forcing too much. This is the last call of, look, this is not working. Control what you can control and let go of what you cannot control, whether you work for someone or whether you work for yourself. This is a very big message of this eclipse. And the North Node is in the 4th house of family. Well, technically not really, but there is the sun there. So the universe is asking for you to balance this out, home and family, balance it out. Take care of your emotional stability rather than being or wanting to control your position in the world, basically. Very interesting. So also with that Saturn returning there up until the end of the year, it's still going to be in that 10th house. It means that this is still an item that needs to be looked at. So that's that. Another thing is that Mercury goes direct on the 13th of July in your 4th house of Cancer. So that means that things are going better when it comes to your family, when it comes to your emotional stability, when it comes to knowing where you're coming from. I mean, literally your roots, the country that you're coming from. So some of you will have had connections again with relatives, especially when you live in another country than your home country. There could have been, again now, possibilities, maybe you couldn't travel, and now there is a possibility again to connect on a very deep emotional level with people that are family of yours. So Mercury going direct in the 4th house is a very positive transit for you, especially when there were a bit of quarreling there. But I must say that this Mercury does square up to Mars during the eclipse. So you have to be very careful that what you say, that you take into account other people as well. That's the only pitfall that I'm saying here, because, you know, during this eclipse, Mars is with Chiron, squaring up to Mercury. So especially the things that, when other people say stuff to you and they are trying really to harm you on a conscious level, well, you can make your conclusions there. That's basically a very important thing there. But don't let yourself getting out of balance because of that. You won't. You have Mars in your sign and you're all about, look, this is who they are. I'm already having a lot of energy here and I'm going to put it into improving my life, that kind of stuff. Now, Mars is in your sign. As from the very beginning of the month, Mars will be in Aries, and it's going forwards during the whole month of July from 0 to 17 degrees of Aries. So that's quite fast here. But it will go retrograde in September on the 10th. So what does it mean? And it will be staying there up until the end of the year. So that is huge. Now, every time when Mars is going retrograde in your sign, it means that you are brewing something, that you are taking a lot of time to start something new. And this is amazing. I remember when I had Mars in my sign of Virgo, Mars was in Virgo retrograde for a long time. And I remember I was preparing myself to start my YouTube channel. So of course, this is not everyone is going to start a YouTube channel, but Mars is in Aries, it's in its own sign, and it's a very good time for you to start something new, but it will take time. And how long? Well, up until the end of December. And already on the midst of November, you will go fast, okay? Because that's the moment where Mars goes backwards and forwards, and then at the midst of November, it goes forwards again, and then you will see the results already. So if you are brewing something, a new project, it has to do with your life path, because it's in the first house. It could also has to do with your health, because the first house is the physical body. So you could do something that takes quite a long time to improve your physics, but it takes time there, and very interesting. But of course, it won't be very frustrating during the month of July, but next month it will, because it's going to bump into Pluto and Saturn and whatnot, all in your 10th house. But that's for the later horoscopes. But take that energy, and the only thing, the pitfall is, again, in your words, be careful to not wanting to harm people with your words. So be careful and mindful of what you're saying. Last but not least, so very interesting. Last but not least, Venus squaring Neptune for the last time. So 3 times already, but the last time that Venus is gonna square, it's direct, but it's still gonna square Neptune again at the very end of the month. So let's say 1.5 last week of the month. You have to be careful in particular that of illusions when it comes to love, and whether you're single or not, the Venus is in your 3rd house, so you're thinking a lot about love lately, and but it squares up to Neptune in your 12th house, so you have to be careful that you stay real, that you stay realistic in love. So it's not a bad month for you when it comes to love. There's nothing really significant happening there, but the pitfall is really when you put people on a pedestal, or you're dreaming too much that you're running away from reality, basically. Having said that, I think it's going to be a very interesting month for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a reading, just get in touch, and thanks again for all your likes and your comments and whatnot. Thanks again, and have a very good month. Bye bye.